Yo, RX back with another recap of UFC Vegas 105, Murphy versus Emmett. We back with another recap of a card that was a nothing burger. That's the best way I could think to describe this card. It was a complete nothing burger. Most of the fights sucked. A few that didn't were not even that amazing. Main event was what I expected. Decent main event. It was the most nothing burger ever. So, I don't even know what you want me to say. Like, I've never described a card in that fashion. But if I had to describe this card in a term or word, it would be nothing burger. I barely remember it. I don't want to recap it. I didn't do it last night after card because I don't... Like, if a card sucks, I'm not going to go out of my way and record on Saturday night for fucking funsies. Like, next week for 314 I will. But for this piece of shit, I don't care. Even though it ended pretty early, I don't care. I did not really tune it, and I know no one would care anyway. Like, let me be honest. I know no one's gonna watch this, and that's fine. If you are watching this, thank you. But why? This card was a fucking joke. So, it was not good. I probably might be the only person actually recapping this piece of shit, because everyone just wants to move to 314, and I agree. I do as well. But, it's almost the end of the weekend. I'm recording this pretty late on Sunday, so I can get it out on Sunday, thankfully. But, do you care? No. Do I care about this card or recapping it? No. Am I only doing this because I feel obligated to? Yeah. If I had a choice, or if we all really didn't care, would I do it? No. No one's gonna remember this card by fucking tomorrow morning, by Monday morning. It was a complete outside of the main event. What are you remembering? Most of the fights were boring and shitty. The few that weren't were even, again, pretty whatever. I can legitimately say 3 good fights. I'm honestly looking. I might say there's about 3 good fights. It was really fucking bad. And one of the worst cards of the year so far. Maybe not the worst. I'm not gonna call it the worst because I would have to look back. It's up high on that podium though. It was really bad. And I don't really care to recap it, so this is a quicker video, don't be shocked. And I know, again, no one actually cares about me recapping this garbage. I'm doing this just to get it done and move on to 314, so... Let's do just that. Let's stop rambling about this piece of shit, and let's fucking just get it out the way, get it in the past, and move on to some good shit next week. So, let's just do it. UFC Vegas 105 recap. I think I said everything I wanted to say in this intro. It was a complete nothing burger of a card, and I'm ready to move on from it. So, before we can do that, let's recap it real quick. Oh boy. You ready? I know I'm not. But, let's do it. Before I do, please like, comment, subscribe. 100 subs goal by the end of 2025. And unless I'm forgetting to say something, which I don't believe I am, you ready to recap some shitty fights on a Saturday night in the about a Saturday night in the Apex? I know I'm not, but let's do it anyway. Get out the way and move on to the goods. UFC Vegas 105, 12 fights. Let's recap. I'll start off with the sad news. The card happened. No, the other sad news, we did lose a fight on weigh-in day. Sadly, it was a really good one. Davy Grant and Daniel Santos. We lost when Daniel had some medical issues and it got scrapped on weigh-in day. Pain. That sucks. I was really looking forward to this fight. I talked about it during the breakdown. It was one of the fights I was most looking forward to. I thought it was the hardest fight to predict on the card. And so it sucks to lose it. Davy Grant wasted a training camp at his age. You really don't want to be doing that. And Daniel Santos fucking pulled out of another fight. So it sucks. It just sucks, man. But it's kind of expected of Daniel at this point. He's had 3 UFC fights and 6 cancellations. And let's see. Not him. He's withdrew from 5 of his 6 cancellations. Yeah, this dude didn't get himself cut at this fucking rate, because this is getting sad. Like, he's a good fighter, but you have to make it to the fight, dude. So, being a good fighter only gets you so far when you don't fight. So, hopefully this gets rebooked ASAP, or Davey can find a fight ASAP. I don't know what happened with Danny, but maybe he can finally get a fight booked and fight. I know it's a big ask for him, but you never know now, do you? So, let's hope. Sucks to lose one of the only bright spots on this card. Of course, we lose this in Kennedy and Zechku within 48 hours of each other, so that's fucking annoying. But what can you do? It's the Apex. It's cursed, and nothing good can ever happen in it. Sucks to lose this fight. Hopefully Davey gets a new fight ASAP, and we'll see what they do with Daniel Santos. Can't make it to a fight, man. Now we can talk about the actual card. But before I do, I'm going to add some side notes now and just give you a spoiler. I'm not talking about 3 fights on this card. The first one with Alencar Demopoulos, Finney Valentine, and Sabatini and Jonathan Brito. Why? Because they were the same fucking thing. A dude or chick laying on their opponent for 15 boring minutes doing no damage. I don't care what any of y'all say, that's not fighting, and on this channel, I break down and recap fighting. Fuck Alencar, Finney, and Sabatini. You're not fighters. You are nut or pussy-sniffing cowards who have no idea how to actually fight. Fuck you. You should all be cut, because you're not fighters. That's all I'm going to say about that. Not talking about those fights. Let's talk about the fights that actually did happen. You ready? Let's go. We begin with the second fight of the night on paper. The first one we're recapping here, and one I'm not going to say a lot about because it was also bullshit, just like the 3 fights I just talked about. But this is bullshit for a different reason, as in our first official fight of the night, because do you really care about Alencar Demopoulos? No. We have Martin Buday versus Uran Satybaldiev. I'm not going to say a lot here. This is a complete robbery. I don't know how you give this fight to Buday when he didn't fight for 2 rounds. Uran clearly won this fight. In round 1, he did more. Buday landed leg kicks and fucking cuddled on the cage. Round 2, Satybaldiev, I think, won it. Buday had 30 seconds of a good moment in that fight. And round 3 was pretty close. You could lean Buday, that's fine, but... Oh no, my bad. Round 3 is when Uran almost knocked Buday out. So yeah, no doubt he won that round. It should, bare minimum, it should have been 29-28 Satybaldiev, because Buday didn't do anything. So, I don't know how you give this fight to Buday. He didn't fucking do anything. So, I don't know. 29-28 or even 30-27, Satybaldiev is better than giving Buday 2 rounds. Like, he did not win 2 rounds. He won round 2 being nice. So, fuck this fight. It was a shit fight anyway. Buday's a slow slob, and Satybaldiev came on 2 days' notice and looked 1,100 times better than him. So, fuck him. I'm not talking about this fight. This was a complete robbery, and Uran deserves better. He stepped on 2 days' notice and just clearly beat Martin Buday. So, I don't know what else you want me to say, but he beat Martin Buday. Robbery, don't care, fuck you. Next. Now to our first fight of the night that wasn't boring or robbery, but was also pretty can-crushing, as in our third fight on the card officially, second of the recap, we head down to bantamweight for some can-crushing that went exactly as you expected, as we had Victor Henry versus Pedro Falcão. Emma, are you going to be shocked when I tell you Victor Henry clearly won this fight? It was a little closer than it should have been. Pedro did have some decent moments, but overall, Victor clearly took the first round when he dropped Pedro. Round 2 was all Pedro. He held him down and did some good work. And then 1-1 going into round 3, Henry kind of dominated and took the round. So, finally Pedro slowed down and Henry kind of just dominated him in round 3. So, yeah, clear 29-28 Victor Henry. in a fight he should have won easily and kinda did. A little closer than it should have been. I don't know if he should have lost a round clearly to Falcão, but whatever. He did drop him in round 1, which kinda says a lot that you're getting dropped by Pillow Hands Henry. But whatever. Quick, easy one for Victor Henry against a guy he's way better than. And, yeah. Pretty simple fight to predict. That's kind of the theme of this card. Either, like, outside of, like, maybe 2 or 3 fights, the fight was either super simple or super boring. So, like, we either all expected it or it was so boring, so, or sometimes a mix of both. So, whatever. Quick, easy one for Victor Henry. In a fight that wasn't awful, definitely, sadly, one of the better fights on the card, even though it was nothing special. And it was that. That was that. It was a quick, easy one for Victor Henry. I'll show my scorecard and what the verdict thought, even though it doesn't really matter. Yeah, 29-28, clear across the board. Simple. Simple. So, about really all I gotta say about a very predictable fight. To talk about each fighter real quick, we'll begin. It only took to our 3rd fight to actually talk about a fighter, and we'll begin with Victor Henry, now 4-2-1 in the UFC. I think he's kind of hit a ceiling of being a good fighter, but not good enough. Like, he's never going to be a top 15 dude, and he's never going to beat guys close to top 15, like Charles Jourdain, or Javid Javid at that time, or a Sun Tzu. But he can beat guys, like, even decent guys, like a Tony Gravely and a Ione Barcelos. His last 2 wins are pretty shitty, Ronnie and Pedro, 2 of the worst fighters in the division, 1 because of age, 1 because of just shit. But, you know, wins are wins, and I think he's really found his ceiling in the UFC. 37 years old, 25-7. He still can go. He still probably has a few good fights left in him before he probably gets really washed. So we'll see how much Victor has. He's not a bad fighter. He's good on the feet, decent on the ground, good cardio, good scrambles. He looked good here. He's not a bad fighter at all. Good win, Victor. Quick, easy win. Quick layup. Did your job perfectly. And then to talk about Pedro Falcão, this dude's not ready to be in the UFC. He looked a little better than I expected here, but not much better. I doubt they cut him yet. I think they'll probably give him one more fight, since this fight wasn't that bad. But even his Victor Hugo fight wasn't that bad from what I remember, but he's not going to be in the UFC long. If he fights again this year, he'll be cut before this year ends, so I don't think he's that good. He's not shown to be that good in his first 2 fights. Victor Hugo, losing to him in general is bad. And then, yeah, losing to Victor Henry is fine, but you shouldn't have been in that fight to begin with. And you did a little better than expected, so if he would have got knocked out, then you could have made a case for him getting cut, but I think they'll probably give him one more fight, so yeah, I could see him on the next Brazilian card, like early prelim, or like the first prelim of the night. So, whatever. Just roster filler at this point. He's pretty much an AI generated fighter. So, whatever. All I have to say now is, who should they fight next? For Victor Henry, I almost said Hugo. Yeah, he did. And Pedro did somehow find a way to fight the 2 dudes who in the division's names are VF, or VH, I mean. But who should Victor Henry fight next? I don't care who Pedro fights next. The best idea I saw, and an idea I actually really like, I would like to see him fight Brady Houston. I think that'd be a really good fight. Brady has won 3 in a row. He hasn't really beat anyone that amazing, but like Victor would be a real big step up. And I think that'd be a good fight. Brady coming off injury on a 3-fight winning streak. Victor, clearly the UFC does not think highly of, since they're having him fight guys like Pedro Falcão and Ronnie Yaya. Victor, like, I don't think Victor really belongs in this tier, because he's, like, outside of a few guys, he's not really on the level of any of these guys outside the top 15. Giannis kind of sucks, but Barcelos, I know he beat him, but Ione's looked better since that fight. Davy Grant, I think, is better. Cody should not be that high. Damon's better. Jourdain beat him. Douglas Silva might be as good. So I think Brady Houston and Victor Henry would be a really good fight. I'm just not seeing many other fights for either guy. Like, Muim, Raul, no, because he might actually beat him. He already fought Javid. He's not going to fight Gene or Peyton, or maybe he fights Douglas, but I doubt it. Fought Jourdain. He fought Ione. He's not going to fight Davey. He's not going to fight Cody. I don't see him fighting Adrian. So I don't see him fighting Pedro or Saeed or Ricky or Jonathan Martinez. So let's see him and Brady Houston. I think it sounds like a good idea to me. It'd be a good fight. Book it. Brady Houston, Victor Henry. Sounds like a banger to me. So, again, I don't give a fuck who Pedro Falcão fights, so I'm gonna leave that to y'all if you want, so I don't care. What I do know is, okay fight, again, probably one of the better fights of the night, which is very sad. And, who should they fight next? I like Victor Henry versus Brady Houston. I think that's a very good fight. I think that'd be a very interesting fight. And I'd be really down to see that fight, so let's do it. Victor, Brady, book it. It would be a really good win for either guy. Either Victor breaks Brady's 3-fight winning streak, or Brady beats a pretty good veteran division and really parachutes his way up to like a higher fight, almost a top 15 at that point. So I think it's a good fight, and I'd be really down to see it. So book it. Outside of that, not very much I would say. Quick, easy one for Victor Henry in a fight he should have won easily, and he did. And Pedro, I doubt gets cut. If he did, would I care? No, he probably should be cut. But if I made decisions, he would be. But thinking like the UFC, I don't see him getting cut. So whatever. Good win for Victor Henry in a decent fight, and easy wins are easy wins. Now let's see him fight Brady Houston. I think that'd be a banger. After that, we go to our fourth fight of the night. Third, we've actually recapped. And we head to a fight that was just infuriating to watch for many reasons. As in our fourth fight of the night, but back down to the strawweight division. We had a fight that should have not been any bit close, but for some reason it was. As we had Loma Lookboonmee versus Istela Nunes. Why the fuck was this fight close? Like, this fight was actually close. Round 1, Istela won late because Loma shot for a stupid takedown and got fucking controlled for a minute. So round 1 went to Istela. Round 2, it was a pretty close round. I did see a lot of people saying Istela won that round, even though she didn't. Loma, I think, took that round. Istela's main offense in round 2 is holding Luma's foot like she's Ryan Hall. That shit's not gonna work. And in round 3 was all Loma. Close fight, but I think a pretty clear fight. Loma still won this fight, even if she did try to throw this fight away every chance she got, like a fucking moron. So, yeah. So a lot of people are leaning Istela round 2 instead of round 1. I think she did better in round 1 than round 2, but whatever. Loma clearly won either way, but god damn, was this closer than it should have been. What the fuck was Loma doing? She kept shooting these so round 1 for 4 minutes, she's dominating on the feet. Istela can't fucking touch her pretty much. She's doing great. Then she shoots a sloppy ass takedown and gets reversed and landed on top, and Istela lands on top. Why? Well, you lost yourself around doing that, and then she kept grappling the whole fight. Why the fuck not just kickbox? Istela has no chance against you in a kickboxing match. That's why I made you my lock of the night, you dumb bitch. But for some reason, she was so hell-bent on fucking grappling, and almost lost her the fight. Again, I saw people say Istela won the first 2 rounds, and you could almost make a case for it. Loma wanted to throw this fight away. Thank God Istela is so ass she couldn't, no matter how hard she tried, so thank God. This has been the most infuriating lock to get wrong, because you shouldn't lose this fight. You easily can win. So, thank God she still pulled it off, but Jesus, Loma, you wanted to choke this so bad. So, welcome back. You had a close fight with Istela Nunes and made all the hype I gave you all week look stupid. You have no chance against anyone in the top 15 if you fight like this. So, good luck. You're gonna fucking need it. Frustrating fight to watch. Very, very frustrating fight to watch. And that's about all I can say. Loma tried to throw this fight away as badly as she wanted to. Not even she could hand Istela Nunes a win. Now to talk about the fighters, we'll start with Loma. 4 fights in a row now. I don't know what the fuck got into her this fight. Maybe don't fucking sit out a year. Crazy idea. But she's only 29 years old. She is still young. She's on a 4-fight winning streak now. She's right outside of the top 15. The only problem for her right now is there's no one in the top 15, at least in the bottom half of it, for her to fight. So she's probably going to have to fight one more unranked fighter if she wants that top 15 shot. Which, fine. Especially since her wins have not been that great. Denise Gomes is a good win. Elise Reed, that was a good performance. Bruna, that's not amazing. Istela Nunes, where you look like ass. I don't think Loma's a bad fighter, but I don't know what the fuck she was thinking in this fight. Why she looked so off. Do better. Do fucking better. You're better than this. You're better than losing a round to Istela Nunes. You should have 30-26 to her dumbass. Why the fuck did you not? I don't get it. I don't fucking get it, but whatever. Whatever. 4 in a row now for Loma. She didn't fuck on my lock tonight, even though she really wanted to. We'll see what's next for her. Do you talk about Istela Nunes, the loser of the fight? It's pretty simple. You cut her. She's 0-5. Do I need it? She's 0-5. She's 500 in her MMA career. She entered the UFC at 6-1. She leaves it 5-5. Cut her. Like, I don't even know what else you want me to say. Just cut her. She's fucking terrible. So, it's truly that simple. Only thing left to say now is, who should I fight next? For Loma, I want to give her a top 15 fight, but there's no one she could fight. Everyone in the top 15 in the lower half who she could be fighting is booked. So Tisha Pennington's fighting Pinheiro. Pinheiro's fighting Pennington. Angie is not going to fight outside the top 15. Joe Robb ain't going to fight outside the top 15. She's fighting Marina Rodriguez. Loopy ain't going to. Tabitha Ricci, I doubt, does. So I just highly doubt some of these things happen. So I'm intrigued to see what happens now, but I just struggle to see. Like, maybe she fights Ricci, but I don't see them doing that to Tabitha. They really want Tabitha to be good, so I really struggle to see them giving Loma that big jump up against number 10. So if she was ranked a few spots lower, I could see it. But at number 10, and the UFC really likes her, they're not going to give her someone outside the top 15. They want to give Ricci big fights, because they want her to be good so bad. But she's just not, so. With that being said, who else could Loma fight? A Denise Gomes rematch makes no sense. Kellan Souza, Carolina, no. Yasmin, no. Alexia, nah. I think the best fight would be Piera Rodriguez, coming off that big win against Josephine Knudsen. I think that fight would make sense, because who else could Loma fight, realistically? She's not going to fight any of these people. Fatima, that wouldn't make a lot of sense. Unless you want to rebook her and Cornelossi for some reason, but why? Or you want to have her fight Alexia, which seems like a fucking dumb idea, because then one of them has to lose, and you lose a good unranked fighter. Yasmin just lost. Carolina's on a losing streak. Kellan's on a losing streak. Denise she already beat. So your options, I think, are either Tabitha Ricci or Piera Rodriguez, and I think Piera Rodriguez is the fight there. Especially since you looked super mid against Istela Nunes. I don't think you earned a fucking shot against number 10, so maybe it's just me. Maybe the UFC disagrees, but I doubt it. So, with that being said, I think the fight for Loma is Piera Rodriguez. Anyone else really doesn't make a lot of sense, or for Ricci is a really big jump up, so. Loma's best case scenario, to be honest, is the loser of Pinheiro gets kicked out to top 15, and she would join it. Because I guarantee you she'd be the fighter added if anyone got taken out to top 15, so. And more than likely, Pinheiro's gonna lose her 4th fight in a row and get taken out top 15. So maybe that's Loma's fucking best shot. outside of that, I don't see Loma fighting anyone in the top 15 yet, so either she plays the waiting game, or she fights Pierre Rodriguez, in my opinion, so we'll see. We'll have to wait and see, so see what they do with Loma. We'll see. Besides that, not really much more to say. Loma looked super ass in a fight she should have won with ease. And if she would have 30-26 Istela and beat her as easily as she should have, again, you could make a case for her fighting Ricci. But looking like this, it's hard to make that debate. So, fight Piera, and let's see what happens. So, yeah, not a great performance by Loma. Cut Istela Nunes, and let's see Loma versus Pierre Rodriguez. I think she would win that fight. I hope. If she wins that, no matter how she looks, you gotta give her the top 15 shot at this point. And, yeah, we'll see what happens with Loma. I think when she's fighting at her best, she is good, but she was not at her best here at all. She looked the worst I've seen her in the UFC, to be honest, so see what they do. Let's see what they do with her, and let's see what she does next. I say Pierre Rodriguez versus Loma Lookboonmee, but we will see. Besides that, not really much else to say. Cut Istela Nunes and Loma, you should have looked better. It's that simple. After that, we go to our co-main event of the prelims, the best fight of the night. Should have got fight of the night, in my opinion. I can't believe they didn't give a fight of the night bonus here. But also, this fight did get ruined by some bullshit, so what's that tell you? As in our co-main event of the prelims, we head to welterweight for the best fight of the night, as we had Rhys McKee versus Daniel Frunza. Yeah, McKee beat the shit out of this poor dude. He completely 10-8'd him in round 1, dropped him 4 times, cut him open bad, shut his eye completely, yada yada yada, and then the doctor stepped in and ruined it because he's a little bitch who saw a little blood and peed himself and ran away. So, complete bullshit. More than likely, Rhys was gonna win anyway, but tonight give Frunza a chance to come back and win his bullshit. I don't care if the man is blind in both eyes. If he can fight. If he's still breathing, he can fight. That's what the sport was built on. I don't care what your injury is, you fight. But, whatever. Pussy-ass doctor ruining the sport, ruining a fight that was gonna be amazing. What do you expect? It's the UFC in 2025, so instead of Rhys getting a nice first career win in the UFC, now the doctor handed him a win. Whatever. What the fuck ever, man. I don't know what you want me to say. So, whatever. Fuck Rhys McKee. I'm not gonna acknowledge this as a win. The doctor handed him a win, because I don't know what was gonna happen. More than likely he was gonna win anyway, but I don't know that, so fuck him. Frunza's a joke. McKee's a joke, and this fight was a joke. Should have had 2 more rounds, maybe, but, you know, a doctor has to come in and ruin everything, like always, in the sport. Fuck both of them. They both suck. Cut them both. And still should have been fight of the night, though, because that round 1 was amazing. 4 knockdowns. Jesus. Now on to our featured prelim, since with Davey Grant getting kicked off the card, this got moved up to the featured prelim, and O'Day got moved up to the main card. So now this is the featured prelim, as we end the prelims going up 10 pounds to the flyweight division, female-wise, because we were at strawweight earlier. And in our featured prelim, we had a super easy fight to predict that everyone got right, between Dione Barbosa versus Diana Belbiţă. I'm gonna shock you when I say this. The minus 11,000 favorite did exactly what we all knew she was gonna do: take Diana down and submit her in round 1. I'm not even joking. It took her a few minutes to get it to the ground, but after she did, she locked up an arm triangle as easy as you've ever seen someone lock up a fucking arm triangle, and made Diana tap. Yeah. Took her about a minute to get her on the ground and tap her. Like, as easy as a submission as Diane will ever get, or Dione, whatever, will ever get. So literally, she took her down and had an arm triangle in less than like a minute later, it felt like. So whatever, easy as easy gets. And yeah, about really all I can say. As predictable as predictability gets. Still, I don't think you should have been minus 11,000, but whatever. Whatever. To talk about each fighter real quick, for Dione, she got handed a win, and she won. Good job. First good performance in the UFC since the Contender Series. And we'll see what Dione can do in her next fight. 32 years old. Really good on the ground. Not really good on the feet. Still has some work to do in the striking department. But if she's on the ground with you, you're going to be in some fucking bad spots. So, pretty much as simple as that. Not the best striker, not a bad striker, but she's not that great either. But on the ground, she's really good, and she gets her first submission win, and again, her first good performance since Contender Series. Quick, easy win. Same thing as Victor Henry. So you did exactly what you should have done. And then talk about her opponent, Diana Belbiţă. Yeah, it's time to cut her. She is a fucking terrible fighter. If she didn't get handed to the only fighters in the world worse than she is, she would have been cut a while ago. So, like, these losses are just kind of pathetic. Molly McCann twice, Liana Jojula, Gloria DePaulo. Outside of Carolina and Barbosa, you have 4 pathetic losses. You got submitted by Molly McCann. Your only 2 wins are Hannah OnlyFans Goldie and Maria Oliveira, one of the only fighters on earth worse than you are. So, I don't know what you want me to say. She's fucking terrible. And you go back, you should you train more than you tweet, but a little late now. See you in Invicta, or wherever the fuck you go. KSW, Invicta, wherever. You suck. And goodbye. Outside of that, not very much to say. Not gonna give Dione a fight idea, because I couldn't really find anything. I already did fight ideas earlier. His tweet's been up now for a few hours. And Dione, I just really couldn't find a fight idea for her, because where do you go from here? She didn't fucking step up in competition, she stepped down. So, where do you go from here? She's pretty much in the same spot she was before, in my opinion. So, where she was before this fight and now after is exactly the same, because what does this fight do for her? You were a super big favorite that everyone knew you were going to win because you're fighting a tomato can, and you did exactly that against said tomato can. So, do you want a prize for that, or do you want to just say, let's see what you do next? I'm going to go with the latter. Let's see what Dione does next. I don't think she's an awful fighter, but I don't think she's amazing either. Again, on the ground she's good. On the feet she's not the best, but capable. And we'll see what she does next. Again, just like Victor Henry, she showed up, did exactly what we knew she should have done, and she did exactly that. Against a complete layup she's way better than. And walks away with her first finish in the UFC and her first bonus in the UFC, so there you go, Dione. I still say this is probably a thank you from the UFC for stepping in against Miranda Maverick. Maybe. What I do know is cut Diane Belbiţă, and let's see what happens with Dione next. Go to Quick W. That's the biggest favorite, I think, of the year so far. I don't know if I've seen a 4-digit favorite yet this year. If I have, I don't remember, so good shit, Dione. Well, that's about really all I gotta say about the prelims. They were not very good. Yeah, the clown show to begin the card, a robbery, and then after that it got okay. The Henry fight was alright, the Loma fight was a joke, or McKee was a banger, even if it should have went longer, and Dione, watching Belbiţă get subbed out to UFC was fun. So, 3 okay fights, 1 pretty bad one, and 2 really bad ones. 3 2-1, I'll take it. Couldn't have been worse, could have been better. Yeah. Now we move to the main card, which, oh, Jiminy fuck, this was not much better. So let's not waste any more time. Half an hour in. This is gonna be my first video under an hour. Knock on wood. Hopefully it will be. I'm not gonna on purpose make it under an hour, but it looks like we might. So let's see. Let's get in the main card after a okay prelims. Ended better than it started. But let's see what happens on the main card. or I should say what happened on the main card, because it already happened, whatever. Let's get to the main card. Like I said, I'm skipping the main card opener because I told you to. I already told you at the beginning of the video, and I told you exactly what that fight was gonna be. Shocker, I was right about a boring fighter that I knew was boring because I watched him 3 times on a Contender Series, and he never looked good. Shocker. Let's get to the main card, the real main card opener, as we began with the highlight of the card, really. This is probably the thumbnail of the video, if I'm being honest. As in our main card opener, a real one at least, we began the main card with the Fly Guys, with Osbourne versus Gurule. Would it be a card in 2025 if a fraud did not get checked? Long story short about this fight, in round 1, Luis did a little bit better work than Ode. He was able to get a takedown, hold him down for a good amount of time, and he was able to take that round. It wasn't no dominant round. He didn't do anything amazing on the feet. He didn't do a whole lot, but he did enough. Again, got a pretty nice takedown, and he was looking good. No, not that fight. Then round 2 started. And it went pretty bad for him pretty quickly into round 2. They were on the feet. Eventually, Ode countered a kick with a right hand, or left hand, my bad, and knocked Luis out. A little bit of ground and pound later, it was over. Osbourne by knockout in round number 2 to keep his job and fraud check Luis. Damn, I love Osbourne. He's so fucking cool. I'm happy. I'm actually happy to get this one wrong and see a fraud get checked here. It would have sucked to see Ode get cut, because he is a decent fighter. He has talent, but he just doesn't show it a lot of the time. But here he did. His ground game looked a little bit better. His cardio looked better. He didn't gas after 1 round. We always knew his striking and his striking and power were really good. This first time we've got to see it in a while, though. At least win a fight. And I'm happy. Like, again, how could you not be happy for Osbourne? The dude's a super nice guy on every social media. He's a likable guy, a likable fighter, has fun fights when he can. And happy to see him win, not get cut, because if he would have lost this 4 in a row, there's really no excuse. Like, unless your last 4 fights were fucking the top 4 in the division, you have really no excuse. So, that happened. But thankfully, he did win and be able to keep that UFC career going. So, love to see it. Happy for Osbourne. And, yeah, one of the happiest time, the few times I'm actually happy after getting a pick wrong and a fraud gets checked. Because I'm more happy for Osbourne. So, at least a few good things came out of this card, and Osbourne not getting cut is one of them. Love to see it. Awesome knockout as well. Again, probably the thumbnail of the video. Awesome shit, Ode. Awesome shit. Aside that, not really much else I can think to say, so let's talk about the fighters. We'll begin with Osbourne. Ode now 5-6 in the UFC at 33 years old. Again, his losses are not awful. Like, 2 of them are. 3 of them kind of are. Like, the only, like, yeah, Manel Cop, fine. People think he's good, whatever. Tyson Nam, that's not a bad loss. Tyson Nam should still be in the UFC right now. Almabayev, okay, that's not a great O. Rafael Filho, okay, that's very understandable. He's really good. And Lazy Boy, that's not great. So, but his wins, CJ Vergara, not a pushover. Charles Johnson's great. Luis Gurule was undefeated. So, he lost to Brian Kelleher as well, which happens. It's hard to really be that upset with Ode's UFC career so far, because he's a dude with a lot of talent, but he's either fought... Let's look at his losses. Brian Kelleher, a veteran, in his UFC debut. Manel Cop, a guy who might fight for the belt, even though I don't think he's good. Tyson Nam, a guy who's godly underrated. Almabayev, a guy who was really hyped up for a while. Rafael Filho, who should have more hype than he does, but he never fights. And Lazy Boy, who at the time was the king of the fucking world. So, again, Charles Johnson, that's a stupid good win to have, even if most people don't think he won that fight. Still, could have been worse. So, I'm happy for Ode. He's a great guy. He is a good fighter. I'm happy we get to see some more Ode Osbourne in the UFC, because it would have sucked to see him get cut. So, I'm happy for him. Hard not to be. we'll see what he does next. Coming off a nice win here. See what Ode does next. 13-8, 33 years old, still have a lot left in the tank. So we got that bomb in his hand. See what happens with Ode after a nice fraud checking. Speaking of said fraud, Luis Gurule. Yep, welcome to the fraud club, buddy. I was not even like that high on him to begin with. I wanted to see what he can do because I don't think his Piccinini fight was that amazing. But I thought, okay, you should beat Ode Osbourne. He doesn't look that bad. Yeah, he fucking sucks. His striking is his grappling is fine. He's just a fine fighter. He's not some great prospect. Do I think he's a can? No, but I do think he's a fraud. And I just think he's not that great. Like, he's 31 years old, and like, he's a decision machine. Should I say that? Four wins by decision, 5 by KO. It's rare to see a guy come into UFC with that many decisions lately. So he's not that great. He's not awful. I do think he beats the lower guys in the division, like a Daniel Barres and a fucking who's another can in that division. Fucking, I don't know, throw a name here. Lazy Boy, perfect example. But I don't really think he beats, like, even if you can't get past Ode Osbourne, who I like Ode, but he's not the best in the world, but he's a capable fighter. That kind of says a lot for you, so I don't think much of Luis. I don't think he's that good, and welcome to Fraud Club, buddy. Someone had to lose their O and get frauded on this card, because that's the rule for 2025, and you were picked. Sorry, boy. You're a fraud. Now, the only thing I have to say is, who should they fight next? That's not a Jamaican flag, you tabology. Who should Ode fight next? I have the idea already, because again, I already did fight ideas, and I think this is a decent idea, even if it might not sound like a big step up. It's not meant to be, because he beat a frog. But I think he should fight Felipe Bunes. I think that would make a lot of sense. Felipe coming off an upset win against Jose Johnson at the beginning of the year. I think Ode and Felipe make a lot of sense, because I don't see who else Ode could fight. Daniel Barres is a step backwards. I don't think he's fighting Jesus. I would not have him this high. I would have him under a few of these guys. The only other name I could see him fighting is Carlos Hernandez, who's booked. Outside of that, Borjas, no. Jesus, no. Felipe Dos Santos, I think, got cut. Cerulia, Carpenter, all those frauds up here, no. Edgar or Costa, no. I just don't know who he would fight that's any higher, so I'm down to see him fight Felipe Bunes. I think that'd be a really intriguing fight. So let's do it. Ode, Felipe. That sounds like the prelim of a fucking Apex card. Let's do it. Felipe and Ode. I'm down to see it. Why not? Why not? I know that's not the flashy fight idea, but what? I'm not gonna fucking give you some crazy fight idea for beating Luis Gurule, so I'm gonna be honest. Felipe Bunes makes the most sense in my opinion. So, there you go. Not very much else to say. Good one for Ode Osbourne. Happy he stayed in UFC, and happy he gave us our highlight of the card. Because outside of that, I don't really got much else to say. Not the best fight in the world. Good knockout though. Fraud. Checked, which you always love to see. Not when you pick him, but that just happens. And who should Ode fight next? I would like to see him against Felipe Bunes. I think that'd be an interesting fight. That sounds like the prelim of an Apex card. And let's see it. Ode, Bunes, book it. Good win for Ode. Happy to see more Ode Osbourne in the UFC. After that, we go to our third fight of the main card. The second one we're recapping, and one that was pretty bad, even if it was a striking match. It does not mean it was that good. As in our third fight of the main card, we have all the way up to the middleweight division for an old man battle between Brad Tavares versus Gerald Meerschaert. Well, this fight went one of the two predictable ways we all knew it would go. Either GM3 was able to get the fight down and get to submission, or hold him down, or Tavares kept it on a feet and beat him. Well, depending, you see who won the fight, so you know which one happened. Tavares stuffed every takedown and won this fight pretty easily in a pretty boring striking match. Because Tavares has no power and GM3 has a decent chin. So what does that tell you? Yeah, it's not gonna say a lot. For the first 2 rounds, Tavares easily picked GM3 apart on the feet. Eventually, late in round 3, GM3 was able to finally get even a hold of Tavares and take him, well, not take him down, but hold him on the cage, winning round 3, but doesn't matter when you lost the first 2 rounds clearly. 29-28, Brad Tavares wins, tying the middleweight record for wins, I believe, at, 26? 25? And, yeah, pretty easy 90 office for him, really. Didn't take much damage in a fight that was pretty simple. Don't get taken down, and he succeeded in that. Yeah, it was that simple. GM3 looked pretty bad, maybe the worst GM3 has looked in a minute. He just could not get anything going. We know GM3 is not a really good striker. He still has no idea how to throw a punch after 30,000 fights. And his takedowns were just bad. Tavares stuffed everything. Brad still has a pretty decent takedown defense, I guess. And, I swear Jung Young Park took him down and was able to control him, so I don't know why GM3 couldn't, but whatever. Easy one for Brad Tavares. One of the easiest ones he's had in a while. Maybe the best one of his career, to be honest. And, yeah, good for Brad Tavares. Gets a win, does not go on a 3-fight skid, and we see more Brad Tavares in the UFC. Cool. Not really much more I can say. Good for him. Pretty boring fight, even though it was a striking match. It was not the most exciting, still better than some other fights on the card, but what can you do? It was fine. Tavares is not a finisher. The dude has no power in his hands, and he easily just pieced up GM3 for 15 minutes. Good for him. About all I gotta say. We talk about each fighter real quick. I don't have much more to add. For Brad, good win. Keeping his UFC career going. Yeah. We know what we give with Brad Tavares. Decent striker. Good takedown defense. 37 years old. Still got it. Simple. For GM3, we know what we're getting with him. No striking. Really good grappling. Not great takedowns. And, yeah. 37 years old in his own right. He's still, I'm not going to say he should retire, because he's still doing pretty good. Like, he did really good in that Ranier de Ritter fight. I feel like people really want to forget that. He did really good in that fucking fight. But if you bring him into a striking match, he's going to look terrible, and he looked terrible here. So, still has no idea how to strike, but it's GM3. He'll be back. Probably going to fight someone who has no grappling and win. So, yeah. But all I gotta say, we know we're getting GM3, and no striking, only graps, and he couldn't get the graps going. Simple. Besides that, not very much more I can think to say. Who do they fight next? For Brad Tavares, I think there's one fight you have to do, and I've always wanted to see it just because it'd be funny. Let's see, Brad Tavares versus your boy Eric Anders. I think that's a perfect fight. I've never seen them on the same card or in the same room together, so let's fucking do it. They're like the exact same fucking guy. They're nothing special. They've been in the UFC for fucking ever. They're about the same age, right? Eric's like, I think, 39? 36? 37? He's same age. Let's do it. Brad, Eric Anders, book it. I think that's the perfect fight. I want to see it. I really want to see it, so book it. Goddamn, everyone booked in this division. Eric's coming off a 2-fight winning streak, beating Chris Weidman into retirement. And fucking Brad's coming off a GM3 win. Let's see Brad, Eric Anders. Please. That'd be pretty fucking cool. And for GM3, I have no idea. He'll fight somebody. I can see him fighting like Jacob Malkoon or something like that. So, we'll see. Someone along those lines I wouldn't be shocked by. So, yeah. Outside of that, not very much more I can think to say. Good win for Brad Tavares. Looked really good. Again, probably the best one of his career, if we're being honest. If we really want to look back, we could debate that. But what I do know is who would I like to see Brad Tavares fight next? Eric Anders. I think it'd be a sick fight. It'd be a funny fight. Let's see if Brad could break Michael Bisping's record for middleweight wins. And, yeah, that's about as simple as I can make it. Tavares, Anders, book it. And outside of that, good win from Brad Tavares. I'll take my L. I'm not going to call it a bad pick, because I do think GM3 could have won this fight, but he just could not get a takedown to save his fucking life, so bad luck there. Good win, Brad Tavares. And that's about that. Don't really got much more I can add to that. After that, we go to our second to last fight. We're going to recap on this card, and it was a decent fight. It was not amazing, but it wasn't bad. Kind of the same thing as the Victor Henry and Dione Barbosa fight. They weren't awful, but they weren't amazing. They were passable. And then our fourth fight of the main card, we head back to Banway for the second and final time tonight, since we lost the David Grant fight, as we have a very green battle between Chang Ho Lee versus Cortavious Romulus, I guess. Yeah, this fight was not amazing, but wasn't bad, was predictable. Round 1, Lee looked pretty good, able to get Cortavious down, cut him open pretty badly on the ground, do some good work, and win round 1. Kind of close round. Did see a few people scored for Cortavious, but I think most people agree Lee won that round. Then in round 2, more of the same. He got Cortavious down. Cortavious was looking pretty gassed. He was cut up pretty badly, and after a lot of ground and pound that probably should have been stopped sooner, Chang Ho Lee gets the ground and pound TKO to win his first fight since winning Road to UFC. Good win for Chang Ho Lee in his, I guess, UFC debut, if you want to call it that. Good. He looked really fucking good. He wants to be the Korean Merab and Khabib. He didn't look like Merab, he looked a little closer to Khabib. And, yeah, dude looked good. Looked better than he looked on Road to UFC, so good shit, Chang. It's pretty good debut. Yeah, against a pretty bad fighter, but he could have looked worse. Good shit, Chang. Not very much else to say. It was a pretty much just Chang taking Cortavious down and beating him there. Cortavious kind of fucked himself over a few times, going for weird-ass submissions instead of just staying on top. But that's what happens when you're a super green fighter in the UFC. So, expected. Outside of that, not very much else I can say about the fight. Decent, good finish, about it. Let's talk about the fighters. For Chang Ho Lee, now 2-0 in the UFC, or 1-0 depending on what you want to say. And he looked really good here, way better than he looked on Road to UFC, as I said. Dude looks good, 30 years old, 11-1 now. Got some good ground game and ground and pound. His striking's alright. He looked good. I can't really say much else. He looked really good. Yeah, against a really bad fighter. It's funny, he fought a better fighter on Road to UFC than he did here in the finale. Long Xiao was actually became a pretty decent fighter since that fight, so that's funny. Either way, he looked good here when it mattered, and good win for him. Nice ground and pound. He didn't just lay and pray. He ground and pounded and got his win. Good shit, Chang. I don't know if you're Merab or Khabib, but you looked pretty good. You looked pretty good. If you talk about Cortavious, like I said in the breakdown, I stand by what I said. He's just not ready to be in the UFC. He's too green. He's not that good. Like, I still don't even get why he got a contract. He didn't look good on the Contender Series. And against that Michael Impierto guy, he didn't even look that good. He couldn't finish him. He was having problems with that dude. He didn't look that good. And then before then, he lost to Roman Tavares, who I don't think's that good. So, and then now he's 0-2 in the UFC, lost to Gaston Bolanos. That's an understandable L, but at the same time, you got kind of held down by a kickboxer. And then against Chang Ho Lee, you missed weight. I forgot to mention that. I even forgot about that. He only had to miss weight on this card. He weighed in at like 139, and then he fucking gets finished and looks pretty bad. This dude's just not UFC level. He's 31 years old. He's 9-4. He's super inexperienced. He's just not ready for the UFC. He doesn't listen to his coaches at all. He keeps jumping these submissions and losing top position because of them. He's just too green to be in the UFC. Maybe another 2 years on the regional scene would have been better for him than getting this shot, but he's just not good. He's just not good. He has fun fights. The Gaston fight was really good. This fight was not bad. But he's not winning. You missed weight, and you're really green. He's not right for the UFC. He's just not. And maybe they give him another fight. I wouldn't be shocked, since he is... I guess Dana really liked him on Contender Series. But let's be honest, he shouldn't be in the UFC. So... he's not on the chopping block, in my opinion, because I think he'll get one more fight, but he's just not good. He's just too green. It's that simple. He's too fucking green. And in the UFC, that just doesn't fly. You can't be green in the UFC. And in PFL, Invicta, LFA, Cage Warriors, yeah. And UFC, no. This is not the UFC. You don't learn on the job anymore. That's what Tough is for. That's what Contender Series is for. He would have been perfect for Tough. Like, Cortavious would have been a perfect fighter for Tough, since you could kind of see potential with him. But he's just too green, and he's not ready for the UFC. It's that simple. So, being honest. All I have to say now is who should Chang Ho Lee fight next. I really didn't have a fight idea for him. I'll look one more time. But I didn't see anything. There was options, but who? Like, who are you gonna have him fight? Like, Dan Argueta, Su Young Yu, fucking, I don't even know. Roman Tavares. Like, it's Kung Ho Kang. I just didn't really see anyone for him to fight, so I kind of just left it at that. So, we'll see what they do with Chang Ho, coming off a nice win and finish. We'll see what's next for him, so we'll see. We'll see. Good fight, though. Very low-level fight, at least on Cortavious' part. Chang Ho looked decent, I'll give him that much. I was kind of wrong about him. He didn't look that bad. But, for Cortavious, just too green. After that, good win for Chang Ho Lee. No fight idea where I couldn't find much, sadly. I tried, like I said, if any of those names sound like a good fight, sure. But, outside of that, not very much more I can think to say. Good one for Chang Ho Lee. Looked pretty good. Great ground and pound finish. And let's see how far this kid can go. Maybe he will be Korean Khabib or Merab. I doubt it, but maybe. Good win, Chang Ho. And now time for our main event. Fuck that garbage. Main event of the evening. A fight that I kind of predicted to a T. I don't think anyone's that shocked by how this fight went. And a lot of people are bitching about it, and I'll talk about that in a second. And then our main event of the evening. And the featherweight division, a very big fight. The winner of this could have easily got a title shot. It might, we never know. And then our main event of UFC Vegas 105. We end the night in the Apex right before the title fight in the same division next week with Lerone Murphy versus Josh Emmett. This fight was good. It was a very high-level chess match, which I'm shocked to see on this card after all the shit we had to sit through. But we did finally get to the main event, and it was as good as predicted. It was a very good high-level fight, and a lot of talking about this fight going on lately since it happened. My take of the fight in round one, Josh Emmett clearly won the round. He landed some good shots. Lerone was kind of just on the back foot all round. Outside of Josh getting cut open pretty badly on top of the head, Lerone did very little, and I think Emmett took round one. In round two, very close round, could have went either way. I lean Lerone, and I think most people agree Lerone takes that round. I think that was the round where Josh Emmett threw him over his fucking head for a takedown, but outside of that, Josh didn't do a lot. Round three, maybe the closest round of the fight. Of that in round I think round three might have been the closest round of the fight. I leaned Lerone. Did I lean Lerone? Yeah, I did. I think he takes that round as well. Very close, even closer than round two, but I think he landed a few better shots in that round. So I would have it 3-1 or 2-1 Lerone at that point. Then in round 4, Josh kind of gets back on track, has a really good round 4 in my opinion, even though I guess no one gives him round 4, but I think that was a really good round for him, and I give Josh round 4. 2-2 going into the 5th, round 5, not the closest round. Lerone hits the biggest shot of the fight when he hits Emmett pretty good late, and makes him stumble backward. He didn't drop him, but he didn't stumble. And with that, Lerone takes round 5. Nothing really else happened outside of that, outside the usual. And Lerone wins a 48-47 or 49-46, which I think 49-46 is a little crazy. I guess it could be worse. What does Tapology think? Or Verdict, they agree. So they gave Josh round 1, Lerone round 2, 3. Yeah, they had the same as I did. Now I'll answer the elephant in the room. Could you give Josh Emmett this fight? Yes, but you would have to really convince. Round 1 he won. You'd have to give him round 1, 3, and 4 probably. He didn't win round 5. So you have to give him a combination, either 2, 3, or 4. Then you have to give him 2 of those. Which is not impossible, but I just struggle to see giving him that. It feels like Lerone did better over those 25 minutes. It was not a 49-46. Don't get me wrong, I think that's a little bit pushing it on the scorecard. But Emmett definitely won 2 rounds, but I don't think you can make a case for 3. It'd be a really tough case to make in my opinion, and I'm not going to try and make it, because I think the judges got it right. I gave Lerone... Yeah, wait, a judge gave Emmett round 3, round 5, how? He got hit with the biggest shot of the fight. Whatever. I agree with the 48-40. I agree, like, the closest scorecard would be Ben Cartledge, so, but this is how I scored it. Very good fight, very close fight, very high level fight, and it showed good things about both guys. Lerone is really good and can hang with anyone in the division, and Josh Emmett is still really good at 40, and you can't even bring up retirement because he still looks great. So, very good fight. And I'll bring up the other elephant in the room. Everyone's shitting on Lerone for running away. Yes, he did to an extent, but he's fighting Josh Emmett. You want him... I would love to see Josh Emmett get another knockout win here, don't get me wrong. But why the fuck would Lerone run into punches with Josh Emmett? You don't brawl with Josh Emmett, that means you die. If you brawl with Josh Emmett, you're fucking dead. And Lerone didn't feel like dying, so... it's not like he didn't fight Emmett. He cut him open, he landed good elbows, he landed some good shots, he landed the biggest shot of the fight. So, it's not like a fucking Israel Adesanya performance where he ran away and landed 5 shots the whole fight. Lerone landed some real shots, and I don't really get how people are shitting on his performance. I get it, I like Josh Emmett more. I'm a fan of Josh Emmett. I would love to see him get another knockout here. But Lerone, this is what I thought the fight was going to be the whole time. Lerone would be a better fighter. The only thing I didn't expect from this fight that happened was Emmett really went hard on the wrestling department to an extent, which I thought that was going to be Lerone, but I get why, I kind of get why Emmett wanted to do that. A nice little, hopefully get Lerone to drop his hands. So that was smart. But outside that, Lerone won this fight. I don't really get the hate he's getting. So I get he beat a fan favorite. We all love Josh Emmett. But we gotta be honest, after a while, Lerone fought the perfect fight you have against Josh Emmett. You stay at range, and you beat him. That's what he did, so I'm not gonna shit on a guy for... He still fought Emmett. He landed a bunch of strikes. Again, he kicked him in the body and leg 100 times. He fucking cut him open on the head in like 2 areas. I'm not gonna shit on Lerone for this performance. I'm truly not, so... I don't know what you want me to say. So, and again, it's not like I'm even a Lerone fan. I'm more of a fan of Josh Emmett. I would have loved to see Emmett win this fight, but we gotta be honest, Lerone fought the perfect fight, so, whatever. That's all I gotta say on that. MMA fans are gonna cry about anything, so, what do you expect? So, but besides that, really good fight, easily the highest level fight of the night, and most enjoyable to watch in the perspective of an MMA fan. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good main event, and now some really interesting talks about these two. So let's talk about that. We'll start with Lerone. Does he get a title shot next? I doubt it. He probably needs one more win. I'll talk about who I think he should fight in a second. But, he's getting close to a title shot. Very close. One more win and he can get a title shot. He is 33 years old. He's really good. And the best way to describe him, he's what people pretended Leon Edwards was. He's a good striker. He actually has a ground game and cardio. He's really damn good. And I'm very intrigued to see how far he can go. Do I think he beats Lopez? I doubt it. Maybe. Do I think he beats Evloev? Yeah. Does he beat Volk in 2025? Probably. Max, Ilya, and Ortega are all gone, so that leaves very few guys in the top division, and I think Lerone's gonna fit perfect in top of that division, so let's see, man. Let's see how far Lerone can go. Dude's really fucking good. So him and Tom Aspinall are carrying British MMA right now. So unless I'm forgetting someone. Unless you want to throw Patty in there, but he's fucking dog shit, so... Elmon Elliott's really fucking good. Sam Patterson's really good, but they've not got this high yet. And outside Tommy and Lerone... No one else is really carrying that flag too well right now, so... Good on those two. Yeah, they're fucking... Tapology, my favorite site. And then talk about Josh Emmett. Again, you can't even talk about retirement with him. He's still looking damn good against the best in the sport. Like, he survived against Ilya a few years ago. He just gave Lerone a banging fight. I think he did better against Lerone than Edson Barbosa did. So, he still got it. He's still really good, and he should not even think about retiring yet. So, we probably won't see him again for a year. He likes to take long breaks in between fights, especially at his age, which is fine. But, yeah, he's still really good. He still really has everything. He still has the striking, the cardio, the wrestling, chin. He's really good still, so... He's found a secret. These old dudes just have to take long breaks in between fights. Guess that's the key. Emmett still got it. Don't even think about retiring, boy. Please, we need one more Josh Emmett KO before he retires. So, please do that. Besides that, the only thing left I can think to say is, who should I fight next? For Lerone Murphy, I was going to say Montour Evloev, but today it came out Evloev is probably going to fight, what's that guy's name? Nico, or, what's his name? Patricio? No. What the fuck is his name? No, I can't remember. That dude, they're signing him from PFO. Pico, Aaron Pico, which, no, I don't get that fight either, but whatever. So that's off the table. The only other fight I could see for Lerone is, well, I'll Google this one as well. The only other fight I could see for Lerone is the winner of Yair Pitbull. I think that would be the only other fight that makes sense. The winner of this fight should not get a title shot, so I think the winner of this next week should fight Lerone. It makes the most sense, because who else is there? Going to 55, I doubt he would fight Arnie. Evloev's fighting fucking Pico for some reason. Title, unless he fights the loser of Volk Lopez, but I doubt it. Going to 55, even though him and Holloway would be a banging ass fight, that's not happening. So I think he should fight the winner of Yair Pitbull. It makes the most sense. So let's see it. I'm down. I think he beats Yair, and depending on how good Pitbull is, he might beat him as well. So I like that idea. Pitbull, Yair winner versus Lerone Murphy. Sounds good to me. And then for Josh Emmett, now he's going to drop down to probably number 10 in the division. He has some options of who he could fight. He could fight Zalal. He could fight the winner of Giga Onama, which that'd be a really fun fight. He could fight Sterling, maybe. He's not going to fight Mitchell. He's not going to rematch Cater. He's not going to rematch Ige. So those three are off the table. So it's either Zalal, Giga Onama winner, or Aljo. And I doubt it's going to be Aljo. I think Aljo is probably going to fight Arnie, so that leaves either Giga, Onama, or Zalol. So I would be down to see him fight the winner of Giga Onama, which happens in Casey in a few weeks, so I think that would make a lot of sense. I think that would be a very good fight. Him against Onama would be a banger, so power against power, and him against Giga would be fun because they were meant to fight in the past, and that'd be a really good fight in my opinion, so yeah, I like both those fights. Or he can knock out Yusuf Zalal, which would always be enjoyable to watch. So any one of those 3 fights would be good, so that's what I would do with Joshi. So yeah, pretty much that's that. Not really a whole lot more to say. Pretty good main event. Talked about the 2 elephants in the room. It was a good decision, and Lerone's getting shit for no reason. And who should they fight next? I like Lerone versus the winner of Pitbull Yair. And I like Emmett versus the winner of Giga Onama. Lerone deserves a big fight like that. He should, again, him and Evloev would have been the perfect fight, but they want to do weird shit with Pico and Evloev, so whatever. And Emmett versus Giga Onama makes sense, would be a banger. Book it. All I gotta say, great main event, saving the card from being a complete joke on paper and in execution. And good job, Lerone. You're legit. Emmett, you still got it. Great main event to end. UFC Vegas 105. Finally, boom. There's the card. To go over how I did on picks, I went 6 of 12, 5 perfect, 4 50. I really got 7 right because Uran got robbed, so the ones I got wrong, no comment. Couldn't get a takedown. Fraud. Doctor beat him, no comment. Not upset. I'm not upset. I got, what, 5 perfects out of my 6 correct picks? Or 7, I mean. I'll take it. 5 perfects. It's really fucking nice, so I'm happy about that. The bonuses for the night went all to the finishes. Chang Lee, Ode Osbourne, Dione Barbosa, and Rhys McKee. I would have done these 3 but gave this fight of the night. I think this should have been 5 of the night, and Frunza did survive all that bullshit and kind of did good at the end of round 1. So, and he had his fucking lip exploded. So I would have gave that 5 of the night, but whatever. If you missed a card, what should you go back and rewatch? Even the doctor stoppage being bullshit, you should go back and rewatch this. It was really good. Outside of that, skip the rest of the prelims in my opinion, and then watch Ode, maybe Chang Lee if you want in the main event. So yeah, I would say Rhys McKee, Ode Osbourne, Chang Lee, and Earl Murphy. I think those were all pretty decent. Skip, and not really worth it. Skip, unless you want to see Belbiţă's last UFC fight. Don't even need to say it. Yeah, skip. It was really bad. And skip. So, Lerone, Lee, McKee, and Ode is what I would go back and rewatch. And finally, for our favorite segment to end the video, who's on the chopping block? I say there's only 2 people, Istela, Nunes, and Diana Belbiţă. Istela, 5 in a row, enough said. Diana, 3 in a row, enough said. A few fighters did save themselves from getting cut. I would say Rhys McKee, Ode Osbourne, Brad Tavares, all kept their way in the UFC, so good for them. And like, if you look down the rest of the list, no, I'm reacting to who my mouse is on. God, no. I doubt it. I'm not gonna talk about 2 people I brought up. No. I hope they don't cut Valentin yet. He deserves to have a real fight with somebody in the UFC. No. Never. I don't think so. No, and of course not. The only other names I could see getting cut after this card are Cortavious and Pedro, and I doubt either get cut, so I would just Istela and Diana. See you on the regional scene. Maybe you 2 can fight in Invicta or KSW, wherever the fuck you 2 go. I don't care. See you. And with that being said, that is UFC Vegas 105. Yeah, it was a nothing burger. Outside of the main event and the Ode fight, I'm not gonna remember any of this shit. There were 3 complete duds that proved why the sport is in the way it is. A terrible robbery, and then the rest was just forgettable. Like, it was not a great card. So, and let's be honest, outside of Lerone proving he's legit, what else did we really get out of this? Chang looked alright, but who knows if he's legit. Brad Tavares almost tying the record's cool. O'Day getting a nice KO's cool. The UFC got rid of some trash in their divisions. Outside of that, I'm not seeing much else, so there's not a lot to remember about this card outside the main event was really good, and Lerone proved he's really damn good. Edson Barbosa, Dan Ige, Josh Emmett is a beautiful 3-fight winning streak, or at least the last 3 wins. And we'll see what happens. I know who's going to be watching the main event next week. Lerone. Because that main event next week, and that card next week, which I'll be breaking down on Friday, as always. UFC 314, Volk versus Lopez, Chandler versus Patty, Silva versus Bryce, Krylov versus Reyes. What's the other main card fight? What is the other main card fight? Why am I blanking so hard on it? I can't remember. I know we got Chase Hooper, Jim Miller, got fucking a bunch of bangers, so I'm excited. I can't fucking wait. That card's beautiful, even losing some fights on it. It's still a beautiful fucking card, and I can't wait. Day before my birthday is next Sunday, funny enough, so the day after, and I can't wait, so UFC 314, I'll be breaking it down on Friday, recapping it on Sunday, and yeah, birthday recap should be fun. Aside that, not really much more I think to say. I'm more than ready to stop talking about this shitty card, this nothing burger of a card, and move on to pay-per-view week. So let's do just that. With that being said, unless I'm forgetting anything to say, which I don't think I am, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. 100 subs goal by the end of 2025. And unless I'm forgetting to say something, which I don't believe I am, I said that twice, I didn't even want to. As always, RX out. Good vibes only, and always.